The question is not whether assumptions influence your life. They do. The question is which assumptions you are choosing to entertain every day. Observe your inner conversations. Notice what you repeatedly tell yourself. Many people spend hours each day mentally arguing for their limitations. They rehearse reasons why something cannot happen. They revisit old disappointments. They tell stories of failure and rejection. Every time they do this, they reinforce the very state they wish to escape. Your inner dialogue matters because it reveals what you truly believe. It reveals what you have accepted as real. If your conversations with yourself are filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, those assumptions continue to shape your experiences. Instead, begin speaking to yourself from the standpoint of fulfillment. Let your thoughts reflect the reality you desire. Let your inner conversations imply that your wish has already been granted. This does not require force. It does not require constant effort. It requires consistency. A seed does not become a tree overnight. Once planted, it develops according to its nature. You do not dig it up every morning to check whether it is growing. You trust the process. The same trust is necessary when assuming your desire is already yours. Once you have accepted the assumption, allow it to develop. Do not constantly question whether it is working. Do not dig up the seed with doubt and impatience. One of the greatest obstacles people face is the habit of checking for evidence. They assume the desired state for a few moments, then immediately look to the outer world for confirmation. They do not see instant results, they become discouraged. But if the assumption is truly accepted, there is no need for constant verification. The feeling of certainty becomes its own evidence. Consider how naturally you assume certain things now. You assume the sun will rise tomorrow. You assume your name belongs to you. You assume familiar facts about your life without effort. These assumptions feel natural because they have been accepted repeatedly. The goal is to make your desired reality feel just as natural. At first, it may feel unfamiliar. The old assumptions may attempt to reassert themselves. Doubt may appear. Fear may whisper that nothing is changing. Yet persistence is powerful. Every time you return to the feeling of fulfillment, you strengthen the new assumption. Every time you refuse to identify with limitation, you weaken the old state. Eventually, the new assumption becomes dominant. The remarkable thing is that reality begins to conform to what feels natural within you. Life reflects your state. Many people believe they must struggle endlessly to achieve their desires. They equate difficulty with value. They believe success requires suffering, abundance requires sacrifice, and happiness requires years of effort. Yet some of the most transformative changes occur not through struggle, but through a shift in identity. When you assume you are the person who already possesses the desired outcome, your behavior changes naturally. Your decisions change, your expectations change, your reactions change. You begin moving through life differently because you are no longer operating from lack. A person who feels abundant does not think like a person who feels deprived. A person who feels loved does not think like a person who feels abandoned. A person who feels successful does not think like a person who expects failure. The outer results are different because the inner identity is different. The world is constantly responding to who you believe yourself to be. Therefore, your greatest responsibility is not controlling circumstances. It is controlling your assumptions. When challenges appear, remember this principle. Do not allow temporary appearances to dictate your identity. Conditions come and go. States remain until changed. If you encounter delay, remain faithful to the assumption. If obstacles arise, remain faithful to the assumption. If evidence seems absent, remain faithful to the assumption. Persistence is not forcing reality. Persistence is remaining loyal to the fulfilled state despite appearances. Eventually, what was once invisible becomes visible. What was once internal becomes external. What was once assumed becomes experienced. This is the law operating in your life, whether you recognize it or not. Every achievement, every relationship, every opportunity, every transformation begins as a state accepted within consciousness.